Hey y'all, Mike Van Cleve here, team leader with the Mike Van Cleve team at Remax Traders Unlimited. I thought I would answer on video an email that we've been getting pretty frequently. As many know, we work with a lot of folks who are moving here from other parts of the country. Peoria relatively has a lower cost of living. Quality of life is really good here, and access to things like healthcare or, different things, getting involved with things, when people work remote. But all that to say, we do an area tour when people want to come and visit. The link of that will be in the description to this video. But we get a question, a pretty common question from folks about their planning their trip here. So I thought I would take this email. I'm going to take out the specifics of the folks who sent it, but I thought I would take the general gist of the email and answer those questions on video here if you are planning a trip to Peoria. Hey, Mike. The new year came along really fast. We're planning our move, and we figured that it would be coming up just as fast, we think. We're getting ready to book flights and hotel for our recon trip. We decided to fly into Chicago and rent a car while to have down there. So we'll be driving from Chicago to Peoria and back. We'll definitely return to interstate here on Sunday in a couple of months. The flight from Chicago to the city that they live in departs from Chicago at 9:30 Sunday morning. So it'll be an early night for us on Saturday. But the flight from blank to Chicago is a red eye. So it arrives in Chicago at 7:20 a.m. And we are planning on staying if we fly in on Wednesday, so we have Wednesday to drive down and chill. Would you be free for area tour / showings on Thursday or Friday? How would that work? We could also fly down on Tuesday or fly to arrive on Tuesday, but for some reason the flights jump up sharply in price for that day only. But if you thought the extra day would be beneficial, we'd be glad to do that. So first off, thank you very much for your email. So let's go through these kind of point by point. I love flying. Well, I like flying out of Chicago, but I love flying out of Peoria. Flying out of Peoria and into Peoria, yes, it's an additional connection. I typically don't take the last flight of the day to Peoria from connecting airport, because by that point, a lot of the flight attendants and crew members, they might meet their quota for the day, and so they might cancel that flight, that connection flight. So stay away from the last flight of the day if you are flying into Peoria or flying out of Peoria. But flying out on Sunday, early night on Saturday, we talked about that. Yeah, if you're flying in Chicago, especially early in the morning, you're going to be going the opposite way of traffic. So traffic is going to be going into the city. So you might hit traffic going from, if you're flying into O'Hare, you're going to hit traffic going into the city from the north. I lived in Chicago for almost 6 years before moving to Peoria. So I might maybe wait until a little bit later. It's gonna take you a little while to get your bags and pick up the rental car anyway. So you might miss rush hour, but if you can kind of take a relaxed time on the way down, you can always take the kind of the route around the western suburbs from O'Hare and connect down to I-55 that way, and just put it into the GPS, and that can kind of route you around. But yeah, flying in on Wednesday is great. Wednesday, driving down and chill. Yes, I would be definitely free for the area tour and showings. So what we usually do there, so would we do that on Thursday or Friday? Yeah, so what we would typically do when somebody gets into town, let's say they get in on Wednesday, we recommend that they have a relaxing evening. We have some recommendations as to local restaurants that my team really likes, and check into your hotel, relax, do all that. It's going to be a busy couple of days. We try and take breaks and have a good time, but for the most part, just kind of take it easy, and we'll meet up the next morning. So Thursday morning, we can meet up at whatever time works for you, depending on whether you're morning people or not. Some clients want to get started right away, so we might meet at our office at 8:30 or 9. Sometimes people want to sleep in, go check out some of the local breakfast options, and want to meet up at, say, 10 or 11. We can certainly do that as well. And and so that's kind of entirely up to your preference. What we'll typically do is we'll do the area tour, which takes about 2.5, 3 hours. Drive around different parts of the city, talk about things that are interesting to you, show you different neighborhoods around the city, and then typically what we'll do is if we're out during lunchtime, my team and I will treat the people that were taking on the area tour to lunch, and whether that's we might do something if it's in the spring or summer. We might stop by Lou's and just catch a root beer float and some drive-in food, or we might do something else. We might stop by Sid's, or one of the other local restaurants. Chef and the Baker is also a favorite of ours. Anyway, I could go on with that for a while. But then we'll take the afternoon, and we will kind of dive deeper into maybe some neighborhoods that are more attractive to you, or that you have additional questions about. If clients want to see outlying communities, we can also do that in the afternoon. And then typically we leave Friday up to the client, or up to the person that is the prospect who's looking at the community, to go out and do further tour of things that are kind of more deep knowledge to what they want to look at, and what are the things that they're interested in. We've had clients that have gone down and done a little rock climbing at the rock climbing gym, or have gone through the Peoria Riverfront Market, or if they're here for a Saturday and the Riverfront Market is going in the spring, they'll go to the Riverfront Market. Or we had some clients that were touring a particular neighborhood, and they had a garden walk that was happening on Saturday, and they had decided they specifically wanted to live in that neighborhood, and so they were talking with a neighbor, and the neighbor said, "Oh, well, you should come to the garden walk." And so they went through the garden walk, and so yeah, there's no reason that you would need to fly down on Tuesday to avoid the additional or to pay the additional costs. But it's entirely, we love having folks in town, so the more time you want to spend here, we will fill that time with things to do. So that is the gist of that email, and so I will go ahead and post this, and then go ahead and send it to you in an email.